Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Happy effing Wednesday, hockey think tankers. On Wednesday, we do our short shifts episodes presented by Skate Tech. In case you didn't know, Skate Tech skate sharpening and equipment repair brings you NHL quality service at an affordable retail price. With over 23 years of sharpening equipment, customizing experience, Skate Tech serves as your personal equipment manager, providing the highest quality skate sharpening, blade profiling, team uniforms, and equipment alterations available on the market today. Let Skate Tech help you take your on-ice performance to the next level with the edge the pros trust. Check them out at skatetechsharpening.com.
Boom, there we go. All right, Vechs, you got the episode today.
Toph, you have no idea what I'm going to talk about. And today I want to talk about flow drills. For the listeners, what is a flow drill? When do you do a flow drill? How do you do a flow drill? How long do you do a flow drill? What is the purpose of flow drills? Let's just talk everything flow, baby. What do we got?
Okay. Can I reframe this for a second first?
I would, if you don't reframe it, we're not cousins anymore, actually. So please reframe it.
Okay. First of all, let's change the name of flow drill to skill drill.
Okay.
Let's change the name of flow drill to skill drill, because I feel like, especially at the beginning of practice, when coaches put these drills out there, they think of it as kind of like a warm up. At the end of the day, you're working on your skills. And I think framing that in that way for your players is really, really impactful. You know what I mean? So
Excellent.
like,
yes,
you're working on your passing, you're working on your skating, you're working on your shooting. Especially, I know I just said it, but especially you're working on your passing. The more passes you can do in these types of drills, the better. Passing is, outside of skating, the most important skill in hockey. It is a team game. It is something that develops hockey sense and awareness and puck support. So like, what are your thoughts there? Like, let's just reframe what we call it even.
I love that, because when a lot of players hear flow drill, they think, oh, I'm not gonna skate hard. I'm gonna be flowy. Yeah. I'm kind of like a bag in the breeze in Katy Perry's music video. No, like what you said. I like just naming it skill drills, and like, let's dial in, like, feeling good and getting the skill part of this with your skating, your vision, your shoulder checking, your deception before you shoot, and all these things before we get into more contested type of drills.
Yeah, for sure. So I think just kind of reframing a skill drill is really important. The second thing, and I know I just said it, but like, the more passes, the better. The more passes that you can make, particularly when you're passing and receiving while you're moving. So many skill drills, somebody is standing still and passing a puck. When do you ever pass a puck standing still in the game of hockey?
Not often.
You never are. You
Power
literally
play half wall a little bit, maybe now and then, but it's more like a pop. Yeah, very, very seldom.
Okay, bop. Let's give it a bop, but that means
you get
you're
one
still bop. If it's just a bop, then you're standing still. You have bop, which means you're getting it, receiving it, moving it. Anyways.
Yes.
So like, yeah, the more passes, the better. The more passing and receiving that you're doing on the move, the better. One thing to actually look at in these drills too is like, make sure that your players are receiving and giving passes on their backhands at times too. You ever watch these types of drills at the beginning of practice, and players will legitimately like contort their bodies like to like not have to catch a pass on their backhand? You know what I mean? Have you seen that?
No.
You seriously?
What you mean? You mean like they're like and doing anything they can to catch it on their forehand?
Yeah. So like, when you're receiving a pass, you want to give the player that's passing it to you a target.
Right.
And so if you're going on like your offside and it's supposed to be on your backhand, they'll like contort their body in a weird way to present their forehand, and it's like, no. Now you're getting a pass like behind you rather than like in front of you. So anyway, yeah, the more passing you can do, the better. I think if you're able to do full ice flow drills too, like try to make them as game-like as possible if you can. So a couple things. You should never have a skill drill where a player is skating the puck from the red line in the middle of the ice. When do you ever see a shot in a game where a player carries the puck across multiple zones and then shoots the puck from the middle of the ice? Like, get the pucks dot lane, make sure the shots are dot lane or around there, or maybe introduce a pass before the top of the circles, because that's much more game-like, which helps the players, but more importantly, it also helps the goalies. Now the goalies are seeing shots that they're going to be seeing during the games rather than these, unreliable things that they're never going to see during the game, which is not going to make them better. Other things that I love to see in these skill drills, particularly if you're going full ice, is like a delay. Doing a delay where now there's a timing aspect to it, right? So if you can have a timing aspect to your skill drills, particularly at the beginning of the practice or whenever that you're doing them, again, now we're teaching some hockey sense. Now we're teaching some things that they're going to see in the game. And how many times in a timing drill are players just way too fast?
Oh, especially when they're younger. This is something that you've got to teach them. And it's part of the process. I've coached all ages, over the last, 20 years. And when you start doing the delays, everybody's going to the net hard. It should be a one-timer. Like, teaching that is so important. And a skill drill / flow drill, a.k.a. laser beams.
Magma.
You get, this is a great place to teach that and work on it before you now bring in a defenseman or a defending player or something like that. So, like, timing, super important. And bring in more stuff into your skill drills / flow drills. Bring in making the players scan the ice as they're button hooking and coming back up the ice for that pass, looking ahead, looking back, looking ahead, looking back, things like that, pulling up, timing, catching it on your backhand with one hand in stride so you don't have to break stride at all. That's something that we did in Providence. Every single day, you had to catch it one hand, top hand on your stick, while in stride on your backhand. What was his name? Scott, coach with the Islanders after with P. Bruins.
Scott Gordon.
Scott Gordon. He was massive on this. Do not break stride. You have to keep your feet moving with one hand on your stick, dead in the puck, so you can catch it with speed. And that was unbelievable to learn and completely changed how I caught passes. And we would work on that in all of our skill / flow drills to start the day.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm just thinking about this now. Like, how many times in a flow drill do you see like a player looking back trying to get the puck? Instead of like timing it and getting it on an angle where it's a little bit more east-west, and then they can go off the ice.
Right. Timing in hockey is everything, and that's spatial awareness, and so many things that you can be working on. Don't just be like, hey, you're going to go up, button hook around, get this pass, go in and shoot. No, add wrinkles, add layers, add progressions.
For sure. That's one thing too, is like, make sure 2 or 3 people in each rep are moving. And from opposite sides. Like, the worst thing you can do if you have 20 players on a team or whatever is to have 18 players standing in a line, while 2 people are moving. No, you can get 6 players moving at a time.
Yeah.
Three. And other things that I love, use multiple pucks. So after the first shot, maybe lay a puck out behind the net or lay a puck into the corner. And now one of the players has to go get it, and they have to find, the player in the slot. Or maybe it's a 4D drill, and now it's a forward low to high to the D. The D's got to walk the line, and the goalie gets a second shot with the forward going in front with traffic. So now they're getting a shot on a rush, and they're getting a shot from an ozone, right? So which are shots that they're going to see during the game. So like having multiple potential pucks, having multiple people moving at a time, it's great for energy. It's great for reps, and it could go a long way with these drills.
And these are like so many coaches, like it's like we said, that's like, it's just do this. You can build so many things into these drills for individual skill development. Like Toph said, you post that second puck up, you pass it up to the D-man. The D-man, you flip it off the glass. So the D-man has to work on catching it, dropping it, quickly walking the line, getting a quick shot off without ever looking down at the puck. Like, that is something, coaches, that if you build that in the drill and you do not allow them to look down and you make them sprint across or mohawk, fake shot while you're walking across the line and you shoot it. These are all things that you build in these individual skills in your beginning warm-up flow skill type of drill. You're making every player better at their individual skills, which then those are going to bring into the drills where you're competing, 5-on-5, 4-on-4, 1-on-1, whatever it is.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Those little habits are everything. You talked about like even shooting with your feet moving, shooting with your eyes up.
Changed my career. My career.
Use deception in your shots.
Yes.
Yes. And also
I started adding like these little progressions into this part of practice from juniors on. From juniors on, I tried to add one detail to every flow drill, skill drill at the beginning of practice.
Yeah.
Pump fake, move the puck before I shoot it, deception. When I started scanning the ice the entire time during flow drills, I looked goofy as hell. I've talked about it on the podcast a lot. I played hockey with my head down until I signed in the NHL. And then I started to realize, oh my God, I need to start looking around the ice way more. And it was super hard for me to do. But I made it a point every single drill in the beginning of practice. I was constantly scanning and looking around. And I got way more assists towards the end of my career because I forced this in this part of practice, which allowed me to get better at it and more comfortable in the contested part of practice in the 2-on-1s, 2-on-2s, 5-on-5s. So coaches, we cannot understate this enough. Details in this part of practice, not lackadaisical, this is just our 40% warm up. Like, use this as a time to help your players get better and work on individual skills for each player within the team drill.
Yeah, I think that we're kind of out of time here, but it's okay. It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
We do what we want.
Well, another thing that I think can add a lot of value to this too, and it goes back to some of those habits, is stopping in front of the net. So like after you shoot the puck, stop in front. And then I've seen a couple different things. Number one, stop in front of the net and then play the rebound for the next player that's coming to shoot.
Yeah,
or another one, this is a cheat code that makes it a little bit more game-like. After you shoot the puck, you stop at the net, and then the next player that's coming for their rep after you actually go out and play token defense against that player. Ooh. So they got to pull it around you or push it, shoot it through you, use your stick. Coaches will do things where you put your stick in one lane and they got to go in the other lane, around you. So like there are things that, or you could even stop and use it as a little bit of conditioning. Hey, after you shoot the puck, you stop and you sprint back to your line. And so doing little wrinkles like that too, to add a little bit more value to whatever that rep is that player is doing, whether it's a habit, whether it's helping the next person, whether it's a conditioning thing, like we talked about, that can go a long way. And coaches should always kind of be doing some kind of token pressure on this stuff too. Don't just like sit back and blow a whistle on the side or, sitting on the boards. Like get involved. One of the greatest things you can do is like if it's a drill where a player's going to be skating the puck a little bit through the neutral zone, be at the blue line and then put your stick out, like I said, one way or the other, and then they have to have their eyes up, and then once they see where your stick pressure is, they got to go the other way around you. Maybe you give a little bit of token pressure to help to make them protect the puck a little bit as they're entering the zone on potentially a drill that you're doing a delay. You're playing the game of hockey against other people. You're not playing the game of hockey against nobody. So as coaches, providing that little pressure, even though it's just a little bit, it can help to develop your players, I think.
100%. These little details, coaches, like think about these progressions throughout the year. Okay, when we start with these drills to, on these, this is the layer 1. And then in a week, 2 weeks, a month, once they get that down, we're going to move to layer 2 and then layer 3 and layer 4. This is called skill layering. This is how you build in progression so that they're working on. You don't just throw level 10 at them on day 1. Get them to be efficient, effective, proficient at whatever layer 1 is. Then add that second wrinkle. Then add that third wrinkle, fourth, and keep layering and doing that. And it's way easier to acquire new skills.
And explain the why. And explain the why too. Like this, we're doing this drill because we're working on this.
Yes. In the game, when you see this situation, this is what we're working on. Like, don't just come down and do this. Imagine there's a D-man there and you're doing bop, bop, because that D-man is going to react by doing beep, boop. And then you go boop, bop, you just move from there.
What's that one? Is it a Kendrick Lamar song where he's like, beam, bop, boom, boom, boom? Is that?
I don't know who it is, but I know the song. Yes, that's funny. I love it. I love it.
All right, man. Good stuff.
Cheers,
Happy
show.
Wednesday, everybody.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.